Dramatic extra-time equalizer steals a point in Peoria by Kyle Eliason, May 15, 2022, Dateline, Duluth, Minnesota. An Eli Goldman brace helped Minneapolis City secure its first result in USL 2 league play, and in dramatic fashion. The 2-2 draw at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois, saw Goldman answer each of Peoria City's goals with one of his own. When fellow University of New Hampshire Wildcat Gustavo Rodriguez opened scoring for the hosts in the 10th minute, Goldman responded in the 23rd. Following Gevork Diarbon's 54th minute penalty kick that resulted from a handball, 40 minutes of tension would follow. A Peoria red card in the 87th minute only heightened the pressure on the Crows to return to Minneapolis with a result. Provided with an open look at goal by Sidney Toome in the 94th minute, Goldman delivered from 12 yards out. Goldman was used by Minneapolis as a number 10 in seasons past to take advantage of his passing ability and ability to play with his back to goal. During preseason preparations, USL head coach Matt Van Benskoten had discussed moving Goldman up to play in the middle of the Crows' front line. It's funny, when we envisioned Goldman playing as the number 9 for us, it was to create more opportunities for other players, Van Benskoten said. Clearly, he can score goals and get in behind defenses, so maybe he's less of a false 9 and more of a real 9. For Van Benskoten, Minneapolis looked much better after tightening up its play following Rodriguez's opening goal. And the Crows were surely aided by playing up a man over the game's final 8 minutes, having now drawn a red card from their opponent in each of their first League Two contests. We were talking about it last night. It's like the NPSL last year. For whatever reason, we are really good at drawing red cards on other teams. I don't know why, but I'm okay with it. We'll try to go 12 for 12, drawing red cards in USL 2 this year, chuckled the head coach. In other action. Separated by a 2-hour drive along Interstate 35, and given the respective geographic scale of the NPSL North Conference, the rivalry between Minneapolis City SC and Duluth FC was forged from competition far more so than it was proximity. In the 4 seasons the North has been contested since its creation in 2017, neither the Crows or Blue Greens have placed worse than third, no team outside the two has won the conference title, and the pair have combined to account for 3/4 of the North's berths into the Midwest region playoffs. On Saturday evening at Public School Stadium, a 2-0 result for the hosts leveled the all-time series at 4-4-2. It also brought an end to Minneapolis' 3-game winning streak against Duluth and earned the Blue Greens the honor of having kept the first-ever clean sheet in the rivalry. Duluth made use of sustained pressure and goals scored early in each half by Felipe Oliveira and then Sam Thornton to take all 3 points on offer. It marked the first time the Blue Greens have bettered the Crows by a multi-goal margin, as all 3 previous Duluth victories were achieved via a 2-1 scoreline. Defeat provided opportunity for reflection for a pair of veteran Crows that took their place in a starting 11, featuring a number of teammates embarking upon their first NPSL North campaigns. I think a lot of these guys are new to the Duluth City rivalry, said 2021 North Conference Best 11 winger Lionel Vang. They come in here not knowing how much this team wants to beat us. We beat Duluth the past 2 seasons to win conference championships, so they had a chip on their shoulder. Defender Aaron Olson, who described Duluth City as the conference's marquee matchup, made his 57th career appearance for Minneapolis City, tying Will Kidd for first place in club history. It's never fun to drop points to any team, Duluth in particular, because of the rivalry, said Olson. We have new players this year, we have an identity we're trying to commit to, and we're going to grow into it for sure. Fans, pundits, and the club's brass identified Minneapolis' plan to use a single expanded pool of first-team players to compete in 2 leagues simultaneously as a challenge unique from those of previous seasons. For NPSL head coach Marco Campoverde, establishing a shared sense of that identity mentioned by Olson is at the core of that challenge. That identity, per Campoverde, is that of a team that dictates play to its opponents. In keeping with that ethos, City sought to keep possession and build its attacks from the back, but neither side was content to temper its initiative, and Duluth showed resolve in collectively pressuring the Crows high up the pitch. When they commit numbers forward, it definitely changes things because it makes us question whether or not we want to stick with what we're used to doing or if we want to adjust our style of play based on what they've presented, Campoverde noted. A really unique game from how they approached it. I'm motivated to get back to training so we can talk about some of the things we saw and hopefully be better prepared next time. Campoverde added that it is City's belief the club has the players it needs to win playing its way, and that success will come from successfully integrating players into it. Vang, who saw more time on the ball in the game's final half hour after moving in centrally from the wing, agreed with the suggestion there was a bit of a disconnect between City's midfield and its front three against Duluth. It's new players playing together, just trying to match, said Vang. There had to be more movement in between us. Vang added that the early season loss to the rival Blue-Greens was a wake-up call for the Crows. This is tough at the beginning of the season, Olsen concurred. There are a lot of games left, a lot of points left on the table. They still have to come to us. We're pretty confident about the next time we face them. In a game that might have seen Duluth run out 4-1 or 4-2 winners, had each team capitalized on its best scoring chances, Olsen narrowed his reflective focus further. I think a positive we can take away from this game is the 2 goals they scored, we didn't necessarily get beat, we just had some breakdowns. And that's really the only positive I can find, because it's Duluth and we always want to win against Duluth. This concludes the match recap read by the author.